Hello and welcome to National Focus. I'm your presenter, Jarna Hector. Thanks for joining us. Topping the headlines, over 70 nurses were recognized on Sunday during the first ever Nurses Awards ceremony. Alan Geese celebrated 100 years last Saturday and the implementation of a small business model discussed last week. All these stories and more when National Focus returns. Welcome back. Time now for the details of the news. At an intimate gathering in his Goodwill home, Alan Geest celebrated his 100th birthday last Saturday. Besides close family members and a few guests, also present at the celebrations were the President of Dominica, His Excellency Dr. Nicholas Liverpool and his wife, the officiating priest, Father Thomas, Honorable Johnson Drago, who was representing the Ministry of Community Development, and Honorable Julius Timothy, Parliamentary Representative for Roseau North. Dominica's newest centenarian was personally congratulated by the President, Honorable Drago, and Honorable Timothy while receiving numerous gift baskets. Mr. Geese sat peacefully in his chair sipping champagne and looking on while the birthday song was sung for him and his son toasted to his good health. The government of Dominica, through the Ministry of Community Development, has pledged to assist in the care of Dominica's elderly by contributing unlimited free cooking gas through Petro-Carib and $500 monthly towards each centenarian's maintenance. Honorable Drago also assured Mr. Geese that the Ministry of Community Development promises to meet his needs in any way that it can. GIS congratulates Mr. Alan Geese on his 100th birthday. Over 70 nurses were recognized for their contribution to the nursing profession at the first annual Nurses Awards ceremony at the Arawak House of Culture on Sunday. Laurie James received the Most Outstanding Customer Service Award, while Maria Moise received the Nurse of the Year Award for Professional Excellence. Health Minister Honorable Julius Timothy, in his address to the nurses, spoke of his government's commitments to providing quality health care to its citizens. He noted that in an effort to achieve that goal, the current administration has initiated several programs geared at improving the welfare of the island's nurses.
The Ministry of Health has ensured that in terms of improving staff welfare, medical coverage was approved for nurses, and these include free annual physical examinations, waiver of 50% of hospital fees for nurses without insurance coverage, and waiver of excess fees not covered by the insurance policy for those with insurance coverage. In the year 2010, the government approved 94 nursing positions. The government of Dominica has implemented several measures over the years to help in the motivation of nurses in the nursing service and improvement in their professional and personal development. These include remuneration of nurses with specialized post-basic training, purchasing of necessary equipment that help in the improvement of delivery of care, refurbishment of health facilities that help improve their work environment, contribution towards postgraduate studies for nurses at all levels, implementation of nursing sessions during period of shortage of nurses, creation of several posts in the nursing service that facilitate employment of additional nurses and indirectly contribute to the reduction in workload as a result of the decrease in patient to staff ratio.
Guyanese-born High Court Judge, Her Ladyship Justice Bernice Stevenson Brooks, was a featured speaker. She recognized the positive impact of nurses on the healthcare system and the community.
Without nurses, I am sure doctors will be unable to do much. And if you nurses fail to perform your duties, the health system is sure to fail, and Mr. Timothy is sure to be in trouble. When one thinks about it, in life, a human being, no matter how long or how short they walk on this earth is, the nurse is one of the first persons we meet. Talk about the need to create a first impression.
Acting Prime Minister Honorable Dr. John Colin McIntyre also recognized the importance of nurses to the overall aim of government to improve health care.
While government has made considerable strides in nursing advancements and injected millions of dollars towards health care improvement, none of that progress in patient care could have been achieved without the humanness and commitment of skilled professionals who worked in the healthcare service.
Acting Principal Nursing Officer Letitia Lestrade-Wyke also used the opportunity at Sunday's ceremony to commend the island's nurses for their commitment to the service. She reminded them to continue to demonstrate compassion to the patients.
In striving for excellence, awardees do not focus on the things that will bring reward only for your personal gain. Always remember your colleagues, support staff, patients, and the wider public. Receiving this award today should not be the end for you. Instead, let it be the beginning to better outcomes. I challenge you to pass on your achievement to your colleagues by helping them become who we were called to be, nurses rendering service to God through caring for the sick. I am emphasizing once again the need to show compassion and love to our patients, and this we do by ensuring that we deliver to them the quality care they deserve. Be supportive to them, listen to them, let's allay their fears and anxieties and treat them with respect. They are our patients and we are their advocates.
Sunday's ceremony was held under the patronage of the President of Dominica, His Excellency Dr. Nicholas Liverpool and Mrs. Liverpool. About 100 stakeholders participated in a recently organized consultation held at Fort Young Hotel. The consultation was organized by the Small Business and Employment Agency, the event facilitators, Caribbean Export, the Organization of American States, the U.S. government, and the University of Texas, along with the stakeholders, met to determine the feasibility of the Small Business Development Center model, SBDC. This model is a method of small business operation which is successful in the Americas and other Caribbean islands. It serves to improve small businesses, especially those operated by women, by providing expert advice, training, and mentoring programs. Robert McKinley, Associate Vice President of the Institute for Economic Development at the University of Texas in San Antonio, UTSA, described the model.
All of you are allies in the effort to support small business. The model that we're going to talk about briefly today is something that we have learned in our country, and I call it the School of Hard Knocks. Has anybody been to that school? Where we make mistakes and we learn from them. And so in our country, which of course is very large, but it's divided in very, very many small parts. Where we come from in Texas is one of the most smaller and rural and impoverished part. It's the border between the United States and Mexico. So it's an area where we have a high percentage of small businesses and they have very extreme market challenges compared to the rest of the country. And we have found that our experience there has been transferable in principle, but has to be adapted to every other market, such as here in Dominica. And so we have been working on that, and we plan to share that model, share commonalities, and learn from you as well. As mentioned, the OAS, the Organization of American States, of which your country is a member, has worked, and part of their role is to share best practices and build market linkages between countries. And we first met your representative about a year ago in a meeting convened by the OAS, which we appreciate. And it was for professionals in all the Americas, many nations, to share how we work with small business and learn one from the other.
McKinley explained that the Small Business Development Center model works in two ways.
There are two main thrusts of the model. One is to home grow our own business, because we know there are only so many factories and only so much investment to come, and we'll go after those. Every one of our countries will compete for that. But to take control of our own destiny, we must grow our own business as well. We must make maximum effort, so that every single country has. The other observation that this has good potential for is trade between small, medium business to small, medium business. In many cases, the free trade agreements that we have between our different nations, large businesses jump on them immediately. They have the money, they have the representatives, they can move quickly, but how about small and medium business? And every country needs to tap outside markets. Even as large as the United States is, we have to sell to the world. The United States is only 5% of the world's population. That means 95% of the customers are everywhere else. So even as large as we are, and of course that's an issue for your country. You have a domestic market, but how can you sell your product, your services, your God-given talents, apply them to business, and sell them externally?
Alexander Stevenson of the Ministry of Employment, Trade and Industry, in his remarks at the consultation, noted the importance of the development of small businesses on the island. Stevenson is also the Executive Director of the Dominica Employment and Small Business Support Agency.
Small business has proven to be the engine of growth in many economies, and studies have shown a correlation between the level of entrepreneurial activity and economic development. Over the medium to long term, the aim of the ministry is to ensure that small businesses takes a lead role in economic development of Dominica and supports the drive to create jobs and increase productivity. A well-developed MSME sector can help transform the economy by generating income and employment. This consultation today brings us here to assess for Dominica the possibility of adapting and implementing the small business development model that has been pioneered by the Institute for Economic Development within the University of Texas in San Antonio for over 30 years in the Americas.
At the start of the meeting, Stevenson gave a presentation on the objectives, purpose, and overall statistics affecting the Dominica Employment and Small Business Support Agency. The presentation included a history of the agency, qualifications required for assistance from the agency, and an agency performance report. Dr. Eisenhower Douglas, who was representing the Minister for Employment, Trade and Industry at the consultation, felt that Dominica is economically in its infancy, and with the implementation of the SBDC model, the country's economy will show growth.
And in my humble opinion, the potential of Dominica is not really realized at all. I mean, we are very much in the infancy. And you can think of, for example, there's a lady in the office that has a 4-month-old baby. Okay, and that baby, I saw the baby a couple of days ago, helpless, weak, healthy, but, The thing is that that baby, 30, 40 years from now, could be the Prime Minister of this country. The potential is there, could be an astronaut, could be a scientist. So that's how I see the situation that we're in there now. There's an enormous amount of potential in a country like Dominica, in the OECS, in this region of ours, this Caribbean region. But we're only scratching the surface, and we really have to do better than that. And it's in that context I look forward to the collaboration with the SBDC, as we take the process forward.
Caribbean Export, one of the facilitators of the consultation, is convinced of the importance of improving small business in the Caribbean. Damian Sorrendo, who represented Caribbean Export at the consultation, stated that small and medium enterprises, SMEs, play a majority role in a country's overall productivity.
One thing everyone agrees on is that regardless of the size or nature of any economy, there cannot be an effective market globalization without SME empowerment and development. According to recent statistics from the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, the OECD, and the Economic Commission for Latin America and the Caribbean, ECLAC, SMEs contribute about 55% of GDP and 65% of employment in high-income countries. In middle-income countries, such as most Caribbean economies, they contribute over 90% of employment and 70% of GDP. Thus, the region recognizes that SMEs have become an important factor in measuring economic growth and stability within their communities and respective nations.
Sorrento explained that in recognition of those facts, Caribbean Export has initiated a regional reality show competition to stimulate small and medium enterprise enhancement.
We have also recently launched a new initiative called Breakpoint, which is a regional business competition aimed at showing off the region's wealth of innovation and entrepreneurship, with the entire journey being filmed and turned into a reality TV series to be aired in the Caribbean for the near future. With these programs, we seek to help businesses improve their competitiveness as a whole and position themselves to take on international markets.
If implemented, the model will guide businesses in achieving specific objectives such as growth in sales, increased market share, profitability, and sustained employment. The Dominica Association of Persons with Disabilities, DAPD, observed Blind Awareness Month in May with a recent DVD launch. This DVD features At Home with the Murphys, which provides insight into the domestic activities of a blind couple, Blind Cricket in Dominica, which illustrates a cricket match with blind players, and Francis Speaks Frankly, highlighting the thoughts and capabilities of Francis Charles of Granby. The main feature of the DVD is a 30-minute documentary entitled Vision 2020 and Dominica, Light in the Darkness. According to Dr. Hazel Shillingford-Ricketts, local ophthalmologist affiliated with the DAPD, the association felt that this DVD was necessary, mainly to educate the public on Vision 2020, which is a global movement to eliminate avoidable blindness.
Vision 2020 actually is a program that was established by the World Health Organization to address the increasing number of blind persons around the world. Not only in Dominica, it's a global problem. But we know from our statistics about 60% or even 80% in some countries, the causes of blindness can be prevented. And so of all the persons that are blind, about 6 or 8 out of 10 of them can be made to see again or prevented from getting blind. And hence the drive to establish a strategy to achieve that objective. And the term 2020 came about because 2020 was designated as the year when we would like to eliminate all preventable causes of blindness.
According to Dr. Ricketts, the main causes of avoidable blindness in the Caribbean are cataracts, glaucoma, diabetic retinopathy, childhood blindness, and refractive errors. Refractive errors refer to nearsightedness and farsightedness. Dr. Shillingford-Ricketts said that the Ministry of Health, however, is playing its part in eliminating those causes of blindness.
We have the screening programs in school for children. We have, all patients who attend the eye clinic in the hospital or in the district, they are screened, they are tested for glasses. And then you have the VOSH team, which is the team associated with the Rotary Club, Voluntary Optometric Services for Humanity. They come in from Michigan, and they come in every year, and they have screening programs in the communities around the island, and they distribute glasses. So this is a way of us also dealing with our refractive errors. I am fortunate to say in Dominica, we have put in place a number of strategies. We have our eye care strategic plan, which is part of our national health plan. So it is documented in the health plan in the ministry what we're supposed to do, and we have our strategies to deal with it.
Dr. Ricketts stated that another reason for the release of the DVD is that a number of persons in Dominica are unable to properly care for the blind.
When blind persons are brought to the eye clinic, almost 9 or even 100% of the times I have to interrupt and ask the person accompanying the blind person to adjust their positions to guide them correctly. And it brought to mind the fact that our public is largely uninformed as to how to deal or how to interact or how to guide a blind person.
And that's the English segment of the news. We now join McPherson St. Luce for the Creole highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à ces nouvelles en créole. Non, moi c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Dominique est branché et puis pays en volatin en observance journée environ hors demain. Plaisir activité qui prend place observance journée salam. Ministre qui est responsabilité pour ça fait environ Honorable Dr. Kenneth Darrow délivre une adresse pour observer la journée salam.
Today nous avons Dominic c'est Nature Isle of the Caribbean. Avec comme ministre pour environ très proud qui travaille là qui ministre a fait ça fait depuis inception ça c'est après election 2009. Actuellement nous avons commencé à benefit ce travail là. Nous avons fait des trois mois passés autant contre climate resilience strategy qui World Bank l'a approuvé. Maintenant quand nous avons parlé, c'est mon World Bank là qui venu ici pour commencer à identifier un projet pour faire ici. Non, comme on dit adresse moi, c'est pas rien spécial nous pour faire pour l'environnement day, non activities environmental coordinating plan activities une de private sector qui a plan bois et ben mouvler pour une opportunité pour congratuler Carib Sandstone et inviter moi demain pour reforestation à la place là Quarry café Pont Michel pour planter un des bois c'est un private sector à café ti bagay mais comme on dit c'est pas un spécial nous café pour jouer nous recognize mais nous savons tous les jours financier de Dominic nous fait ça nous pour protect environment là
en d'autres nouvelles mauvais virus qui affecte la situation en pays là quand la cause n'est pas un plan qui affecte d'autres plans. Parole cela sorti au officier quarantine ministre agriculture Ansem ministre la comité mis en place adresser mauvaise situation salam qui a bien affecté cette chose en pays là
maladie ça là même et c'est une maladie qui a transmettre un vecteur ça qui on l'autre bête qui a affecté qui a pour maladie en un plan et qui mettre en l'autre plan so comment il ka transmettre malaria c'est bagay ça et dengue c'est comme ça en Tibet on ça qui est citrus silent qui ka pour maladie ça là et ka mener plan so nous ni pour mettre programme en place pour contrôler ça qui est vecteur ça là et on l'autre programme pour contrôler maladie en plan et ben ça nous les moun fait et un de nous pas pour plan hod moun qui a certifié. Nous les des moun pas pour plan ou personne qui a fait plan ou ministère. Ministère a un certification programme, c'est là nous le pour plan. Pas aller en d'autres places Dominique et gagner plan. Ça ou fait ou ça pour maladie et va mener d'autres places et il va détruire industrie citrus là.
Et puis, finalement, le ministre de la Santé Dominique a travaillé bien formidable pour adresser diverses maladies qui ont occasionné les gens venir avec. Parole cela sorti au Dr. Zier, Dr. Hazel Shillingford Ricketts. Dr. Ricketts parle contre un traitement pour glaucome qui est bien fréquent qui a affecté tout le monde.
Là, il fait dommage de ça là, il a fait perdre vision à six côtés premier et quand il a venu plus mauvais il a point toute vision et là ça fait ou a venu avec et là ou venu avec hot glaucome nous pas ça faire rien pour manger so nous ni pour traiter glaucome là et comment nous ca traiter glaucome nous ca ba remède pour baisser tension là si tension là trop haut il a dommager nos là so nous ni goutte nous ni pile, nous ni laser, et nous ni surgery, nous ça fait pour baisser pressure là, pour protéger le corps. No, problème avec glaucome c'est ça, on y peut mettre ces gouttes là tous les jours, d'être une fois, deux fois, 4 fois par jour. c'est pas tout le monde qui sa toujours fait ça. Là yo pas fait ça, dommage là qu'à continuer à didanser. Encore parce que moun ni pour acheter yon des traitements là pour glaucome, si yo pas ni l'argent pour faire ça, yo pas ni traitement là et encore dommage là qu'à continuer pour faire yo avec. So à Dominique, il y a des 3 remèdes nous ça tapé à ces health centers là moun pas ni pour payer pour yo. Mais il y a d'autres traitements qui plus meilleurs, qui plus neufs, nous ka servi, mais parce qu'il y a cher, gouvernement passe pour ça bat tout le monde oui mettre ça là sans payer.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle en créole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson Luce. Au revoir.
When we come back, we'll bring you the upcoming events and government notices. Please stay tuned. Stakeholders, visitors, clients, and the general public are informed that they can contact the Whitey Kubuli Trail Management Unit at Pokase via telephone number 440-6125 or email wntp@cwdom.dm. The Trail Management Unit apologizes for any inconvenience caused during the relocation to Pokase and resulting communication gaps. Trail users and organizers of hikes, both locals and visitors, are asked to register with the Trail Management Unit or Forestry Division. This also includes organized groups, informal clubs, and hiking clubs. Tour operators and event planners are also asked to register. This is important for providing guidance and information to users and for security purposes. For more information, please contact 440-6125 or email wntp@cwdom.dm. The general public is hereby notified that the names of persons considered deserving of an honor for meritorious service to the state of Dominica shall be submitted to the Cabinet Secretary no later than 30th June 2012. Recommendations should be forwarded under confidential cover to the Secretary of the Cabinet, Cabinet Secretariat Office of the Prime Minister, Financial Center, Kennedy Avenue, Roseau, or email to allportg@dominica.gov.dm. All concerned are asked to note the following hurricane shelters and shelter managers for Vacas, Tobino, and Thibault. Vacas, the Vacas Government School Classroom Block, Shelter Manager Hannah Massicott, Assistant Manager Blair Mayer. Tobino, your shelter is the house of Felix Honoré, your shelter manager Annie George, Assistant Manager Felix Honoré. Thibault, the Thibault Community Center, Shelter Manager John Bruni, Assistant Manager Sherman Leta, Michelle Paul, and Virgin Thomas. Our tip today deals with optimism. Focus on possible solutions rather than problems. When a concern comes up, immediately start thinking of it in terms of possible answers. Have the attitude that there is an answer, even if you don't know that answer yet. And that's National Focus. As usual, we invite your suggestions or comments. Please feel free to drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm, or you can visit our website at news.gov.dm, or you could visit our GIS Dominica page on YouTube and Facebook. On behalf of the entire news production team, I'm Jarna Hector. Thanks for watching.